There was no better time for the NFL and its referees to remind the entire world that they have no idea how to call pass interference whatsoever. One of the biggest plays, they don't see Amik Robertson completely grab Christian Watson's wrist and pull it backwards. We're talking about an all eyes on the ball type of moment. There is nobody really obstructing the view, yet neither judge sees Amik take a fistful of Watson's wrist for a solid second and literally yank it behind him to Pickens against Jaylen Watson. They call this DPI, really just hand fighting the entire way through. I think Pickens extends his body weight, his arms, push Watson off of him, and come back to the ball. They call Worthy on offensive pass interference. As he runs his route, it looks like he's progressing normally, and to me, it looks like the Cowboys DB attacks Worthy, extends toward him, which then creates a collision. McDuffie is shadowing Lamb the entire way on this fade ball. It doesn't look like either player tries their best to avoid contact here, and I think if anything, Lamb, more toward the point of attack, gets more physical and shoves McDuffie out of the way. No flag should have been thrown here. This should not be on 22. Again, McDuffie versus Lamb. McDuffie has 5 legal yards of contact, and after he takes it, he just does a good job of closing Lamb toward the sideline. It is suffocating textbook coverage, which Lamb is unable to break free from at the stem. And as the ball is in the air, Lamb realizes it's going to take a second to get there, and he's basically stiff-arming and illegally using his hands to keep McDuffie away from the play. It looks way worse than it really is. I mean, Trent is just doing his best to fight through what looks like offensive pass interference on Lamb's part, and the ball then falls incomplete anyway. 2nd and 8. This is the final drive where the Cowboys leaked the clock out. Pickens is going to run a slant. Watson is there. He opens the gate, but Pickens also, you'll kind of see, extends the arm to shove Watson back. We are talking within 2 to 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. There was not a hold. There was not a grab. Pickens is the one extending his arm out. You can see as the ball is coming, Pickens extends and pushes Watson back, and I don't think he's there early in the slightest bit. Like, I don't think you can time that any better. Ja'Marr Chase running a fade over Marlon Humphrey very subtly is going to shove his shoulder, his elbow into Marlon at the last second to give him that extra space, which I think is savvy. I think that is a great play. I would never expect it to be called. But then they go and call Zay Flowers for something that was similar, for something that I wouldn't even say was nearly as impactful as Jamar's. Zay Flowers still had to make this catch contested. The first step is to make sure these refs are paid full-time and they're not just part-time refs. The second step would be making it a 15-yard penalty. And then the third step would, I think, be making it reviewable again. Because that right there was called on Rock Ya-Sin. It was called defensive pass interference. That is inexcusable.